All right, so we can start on the first question, which usually are again calculation problems, so bad math rules. Let's see. So we have 2.8 minus negative 14.8 divided by 2. Obviously, the first operations here would be division. Because of bad math rules, we know that brackets, we don't have brackets here. The ones that we see are just separating positives and negatives. So we don't have operations inside brackets. Exponents, there is no exponent, so division. Meanwhile, we can also get rid of this negative times negative, which makes it positive 14.8 divided by 2. That is 2.8 plus 14.8 divided by 2, that's 7.4. And when you add that up, you get 8 and 4, it's 12, 2 carry 1. And 2 and 7, that's 9, and 1 makes 10. 10.2. Right, what about the second exercise? I can clearly see, just to not waste time, we're not gonna recopy the exercise, but this number and this number cancels out. Why? Well, one is positive 2002, the other is negative 2002, so that's it. Now I'm copying what's left, so bracket minus. Inside these brackets, here we have 2002 divided by 2. That makes 1011 plus 2022 minus, I can perform the division here. So in order, the operations can be performed like this, the division here, and the division here at the same time. So it will be 2022 minus 11 outside the brackets, plus this one will be 1011. All right, so here you get 1011 minus 11 inside these square brackets. Negative 11 plus 1011 is the same as 1011 minus 11, which makes 1000. So we get 1000 plus 1000. That gives our answer 2000 here. All right, next. We have some kind of problem involving fractions and exponents. There is one method of solving this one by calculating. So it would be 2 to the power 5 plus 2 to the power 5 over 4 cubed. 2 to the power 5 is 32, and another 2 to the power 5, that is also 32, over 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4 makes not 12, it's not 4 times 3, so it's 64. If you multiply 4 fours. Adding the numerator, that's 64 over 64, that's 1. We can clearly see there is no number 1, but actually under B, 2 to the power 0 is 1. It's not 0. We have also another way, which is without calculating. So 2 to the power 5 plus 2 to the power 5 over 4 cubed. This would be 2 times 2 to the power 5 over 4 actually is 2 squared, all that cubed, which makes 2 to the power 6 over 2 to the power 6. The way we divide exponents with the same base is you copy the base and subtract the exponents. That makes it 0. So it's the same answer in both cases. The fourth one, I would like to separate it so it won't take longer, but anyways, in all any method you're going to solve, you'll get the same answer. So I can separate this one as 0.9 over 0.03. I wanted to find its numerical value. So I believe if I multiply both numerator and denominator by 100, what do I get? I get 90 over 3, which means the numerical value of the first fraction is 30. Then The second fraction, 0.1 over 0.02, would be 10 over 2, which is 5. Of course, using the same, multiplied by 100, both numerator and denominator. And the third fraction, which is 0.12 over 0.04, again, we do the same, multiply both numerator and denominator by 100. We get 12 over 4, which is 3. And getting these values and substituting here, we get 30 minus 5 minus 3. That's 22. So answer is A. Next. This exercise involves just substitution. So we will substitute only the given values here. So we have y has the numerical value 2, a negative 8, and h 4. So here we have y squared plus cube root of a actually, minus square root of h plus y minus a. And if we just substitute here the numerical value, wherever there is y, we put 2, so 2 squared plus cube root of a, but a is negative 8, minus square root of h, but h is 4, plus y, and y is 2, minus a, but a is negative 8. One common mistake would be that here we will write just minus 8. It's not minus 8, it's minus negative 8. 2 squared, that's 4. Cube root of 8 is negative 2, because negative 2 cubed is 8. Then minus square root of 4, that's 2, plus 2, minus minus 8, that makes positive 8. I can cancel this and this, so finally I get 4 and 8, that's 12, minus 2, that's 10. So the answer is 10. The sixth exercise involves working with algebraic expressions, so canceling some like terms. The first part that we should solve is squaring this binomial. Here you have the formula how to square the binomial. There are two cases. It will be either, let's say in this case, x plus 2 or x minus 2. Now, a common mistake here would be students will just write x squared plus 2 squared. That is wrong, because using this formula, and also if you want, you can multiply the brackets one by one, we get the first term squared plus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the second term squared, plus 2, and in brackets x squared minus 6x minus 6. All right, then you get 3 and x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 2x squared minus 6x minus 6. The next step left here is to get rid of brackets and try to simplify, to collect like terms. All right, so on the first brackets, what do we have? 3 times x squared, that's 3x squared. 3 times 4x, that's 12x. 3 times 4, that's 12. And here, what do we have? 2x squared minus 12x minus 12. Obviously, these cancel out. So what's left? 3x squared plus 2x squared, which makes 5x squared. So the answer is C. Next question has to do with a regular pentagon. Two transversal lines. If we remember from this property here, these red angles are all equal. So that tells us that if this angle is 30, this angle must be 30 as well. But now the angle x plus 30 will make the interior angle of the pentagon. And how do you find the interior angle of the pentagon? If it's not regular, you can't, but this one is regular. The total sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is 540. using this formula, divided by 5 angles, because all those angles would be equal, you get 108 degrees. So this angle should be 108. X plus 30 should be 108 degrees. That means X is 78 degrees. So the answer is D. We have a fraction here, 6 over 18 minus 10 over 15 plus 2 wholes and 7 over 21 minus 32 over 24. Now, solving this numerical problem, it's easy, but dependently on the way you choose, it may take a lot of time to solve it. So the best idea here would be to simplify. So simplify here by 6, here by 5. If you just go directly and find the common denominator, it would be very long to solve the problem. So you won't have enough time to finish the rest of the exercises. So if I simplify these fractions, what do I get? 1 over 3 minus 2 over 3 plus 2 wholes and 1 over 3 minus 4 wholes, 4 over 3. Now, I can clearly see I have a common denominator, so that will make the problem easier. Minus 4 over 3. Because it's a common denominator, and we just subtract and add the numbers here. 1 minus 2 plus 7 minus 4. That makes it 9 minus 6. Is it 8 minus 6? Sorry. 8 minus 6 over 3. That is 2 over 3. So the answer is C. John ordered 1 pizza. He ate 3/8 of the pizza, and then his sister came home and ate 2/5 of the leftover pizza. Right. John ate 3/8 of the pizza. All right, we can write off x, so time x, but no need, just leave it 3 over 8. How much was left over? So leftover is the whole minus 3 over 8, which means 5 over 8 was left. And now, sister add of the leftovers 2 over 5. Cancel, cancel. She ate 2/8 of the pizza. Now, how much was add? So total add John and sister, that's 3 over 8 plus 2 over 8, that makes 5 over 8. So total leftover would be the whole pizza minus the part that was eaten. So it's 3 over 8. Again, a numerical problem. So we have 235 times 10 to the power negative 2, which is, in other words, 235 times divided by 100, which is 2.35. Right? The second part, this was the first one, the second one, this division here, the third one, this division here. So you get 145 divided by 10 squared, that is 145 divided by 100, that is 1.45. And the last one is 11 divided by 10 squared, that is 11 divided by 100, that is 0.11. And our numerical value is adding the first two ones, 2.35 added to 1.45, and we get 0.8 3. And the second part is subtracting. So 3.80 minus 0.11, we get 3.69. Of course, you could have done this in one row. I wanted to separate it like this so you know which part came from where. Otherwise, you could have done it in one row, but it will be more difficult to follow it up. Question 11 is a linear equation. Of course, the first step here is getting rid of brackets. So you get 2x minus 6 plus 4x plus 8 is equal to 3x plus 5. So 2x plus 4x minus 3x is equal to 5 plus 6 minus 8. I just separated knowns on one side, unknowns on the other. 2 and 4, 6x minus 3, that's 3x. 11 minus 8, that's 3. X is 1. So the answer is C. Here we have a linear inequality, the 12th one. So x minus 3 less than negative 2x plus 6. Let's take negative 2x from right-hand side to the left-hand side. So we get x plus 2x is less than 6 plus 3. So you get 3x is less than or equal to 9. X is less than or equal to, when we divide by 3, 9 divided by 3, that's 3. So it's under A. Which one is the highest integer value that satisfies the inequality? Right, so we need to satisfy this inequality. What do we get? 45 is greater or equal to 2x plus 3 greater than negative 3. Last lesson, I mentioned that it would be a better idea to not think in terms of taking it to the other side, but in terms of add a number to both sides or subtract a number from both sides. In this case, I really want to leave x alone, so I need to get rid of this times 2 and this positive 3. So to get rid of that positive 3, I subtract 3 from both sides. And what do I get? I get 45 minus 3 greater than 2x greater than negative 3 minus 3. That's 42 is greater or equal to 2x greater than negative 6. And then I divide by 3, by 2 actually. And I get 21 is greater. I divide this side by 21, the middle one by 21, and the right one by 21. So that means x is a numerical value. If I just write it in reverse order, it will be more intuitive. X is between negative 3 and 21, including 21. All right, so which one is the greatest value? Well, 21 is the greatest one. If there was no equal sign, then 20 would have been the answer. Solving the system of linear equations. So 5x plus 2y is equal to 3. 2x minus y is equal to 3. We can choose the substitution method or the elimination method, so opposite coefficients. I would recommend in this exercise using the opposite terms. So if I multiply the second equation by 2, what do I get? 5x plus 2y is equal to 3. And here I get 4x minus 2y is equal to 6. And now add side by side, positive and negative 2y cancels out. 5x and 4x, that's 9x is equal to 9. X is 1. Now that I got that x is 1, I can just cancel out these options. So it's one of these two. Well, there are two ways of continuing. Either we go back and substitute x, which will be the more proper mathematical way. But if you want, you can test. So kind of guess and checking. if I get x1, which is sure, now I substitute y1, so 2 times 1 minus 1. Is it 3? No, it's not. So it's not under A, it must be under B. That is called kind of guess and checking. If you want to solve it mathematically, you should substitute either here or here x1. So you get 2 minus y is 3. 2 minus 3 is y. Y is -1. All right, so it was under B. Actually, if you substituted y -1 here, you wouldn't get a correct answer. Twice the number added to 4 times another number gives 22, right? Because it says twice a number, we can substitute that a number by x. 4 times another number, we can substitute that by y. So 2 times x plus y is 22. The sum of these numbers, so x plus y is 8. Right, we can subtract side by side. So 2x minus x, that's just x. Y, oh, it's 4 times another number. Sorry, my first equation has a mistake. So it says 4 times another number is 22. And then x plus y is 8. Now, if I multiply the second equation by -2, I will get opposite terms. So I get 2x plus 4y is 22, and then -2x, -2y is equal to -16. Add side by side, I get 2x and 2x cancels out, 4y and -2y, that's 2y, and 22 minus 16 makes 6, which means that y is actually 3. And knowing that y is 3, this is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible, so I can directly conclude that D should be the correct answer. Otherwise, I should find x. The way I would find x would be that I substitute y on this equation because it makes calculations easier. I could substitute either here or here or here, but that makes the calculations a bit more complicated. So x plus 3 should be 8, which means x is 5. And indeed, that is our answer. But that part wasn't that needed. Next. We have a cuboid, so an aquarium. Leo has a fish tank that shows in the figure. Its dimensions are 12 by 35 by 20. So what is the volume first? The volume is 12 times 35 times 20. Make sure that all these are in centimeters. Yes, indeed, those are. So it will be 12 times 700. That would be 8400 centimeters cubed. But if you read the question, it says the tank has already 1.2 liters. How much more liters? So we want to convert it into liters. So the conversion into liters is done like this. 1000 centimeters cubed is actually 1 liter. Which for us means that it's actually 8.4 liters, the total volume. All right, we can calculate the volume of the empty part would be the total volume, 8.4, minus which the filled part, the volume of the filled part, 1.2 liters is already filled, which means it's 7.2 liters empty. The side length of a square is x plus 3. So we have a square and the side length is x plus 3 because it's a square. The other side is also x plus 3. And then we have a rectangle which has a side length of x plus 2 and x plus 1. All right. But now it says the area. All right, so the area of the square is the area of the rectangle plus 60, because it says it's 60 centimeters more. The area of the square is you multiply the sides, so it's x plus 3 squared, and the area of the rectangle is x plus 1, x plus 2, plus 16. So getting rid of brackets, you get x squared plus 2 times x times 3 plus 3 squared, using the formula that we mentioned previously about the binomial square. And finally, we get x times x, x squared, x times 2, 2x, 1 times x, x, 1 times 2, 2. And this is the part where on the last lesson on Wednesday, I forgot this one here, so I just copied 6, and we got an answer that wasn't on the options here, multiple choice. Anyways, x squared and x squared cancels, so you get 6x plus 9 is equal to 3x plus 18. 6x minus 3x is 18 minus 9. 3x is 9, which means x is 3. Actually, the question is asking for the value of x, so it is 3. If just in case it was asking for the side length of the square, you should substitute here to the square. So x is 3, and 3 and 3 is 6. So the side length of the square is actually 6. But in this case, it's just asking for x. How do you find the nth term on a sequence? Finding the nth term on a sequence is not that easy if the sequence doesn't have a clear pattern. But these kind of exercises, like here, they have very simple pattern, and it's called a linear sequence. So, uh, 6. Let's find the term-to-term difference. 6 to 11 means you need to add 5. 11 to 16, you need to add 5. 16 to 21, you need to add 5. So we said in the last lesson, so the general term on a sequence that the term-to-term difference is the same would be the difference, which is 5, times the position n. Now, if you try to generate a sequence using this formula, substitute n1, you'll get 5. Substitute n2, you'll get 10. Substitute n3, you'll get 15. So we are not generating actually these terms. So we mentioned something. The general term will be the difference times n, maybe plus or minus a number. So in our case, we saw that actually all these numbers are 1 off. So it must be 5 and plus 1. We didn't get 6, 11, 16. We got 5, 10, 15. So add 1 to all of them. And here it is the pattern. A probability question. 2 fair dice are rolled, and then the numbers are added. What is the probability that the sum can be divisible by 4? If you make a table like this won't be on the exam, but you can make this one. These are the options, and what are the sum? 2, 3, 4, and you can write everything. So which numbers are divisible by 4? 4 is divisible by 4. 8 is divisible by 4. And 12. So how many options are divisible by 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 options out of 36. Simplify by 4, by the 9 actually, what's left? 1 over 4. So 1 in 4 chance that the sum will be divisible by 4. All right. Which of the equations here, which of the following equations describes the graph, right? Or it's the equation of the graph below. We have 2 ways, either to test for the points. This point has coordinates 0, 3. This point has coordinates negative 3, 0. So if you test x0, y3, is it correct? So if I substitute on the first one, x0, y3, what do I get? 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Indeed it is, right? Let's try this method first. So 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Indeed it is, but does that mean this is the answer? Not yet. It means it fulfills one of the points. I'm not sure whether the second point also passes through that point. Anyways, if I substitute the second one, so 2 times 0 minus 3, is it negative 6? No, it's not. That means for sure this answer is not possible. Negative x, and x is 0, plus 3, it should be negative 3. It's not an option. So this is not correct. This is not correct. The fourth option is 6 times x, but x is 0, minus 3 times 3. That should be 18. Clearly, this is not equal. So we have one more option under E. So we get 0 plus 3 should be 3. All right. This fulfills one of the condition. Now, how do we know which one of these equations will actually be the equation of the line described above? Well, we have to test for the second point. Till now, I was testing only for the first point. But what about the second point? Well, I'm not going to test B, C, D. I will just test A and D. So x is negative 3 minus 0 should be 3. So, I mean, negative 3. And indeed it is. So this should be the answer, but let's test also for E. Negative 3 plus 0 should be 3. Clearly, this is not the answer. Now, another way would be to use some formulas that we covered for the equation of the line. One formula for the equation of the line is the one that you see here, x over a plus y over b is 1. Now, what is a and what is b? A is x-intercept. A is x-intercept and b is y-intercept. So for us, it's going to be x over, where does the line intercepts x-axis? At negative 3, plus y over, where does the line intercepts y-axis? At 3. And multiply both sides by 3, we get negative x plus y, it is 3, which is practically case 1. Next. Which numbers 20% is 60? So a number x, 20% of that number should be 60, which means x is 60 times 100 over 20. Cancel, cancel. 3x is 300. You could have even tried this one. If you can't make an equation like this, you can try, let's say, how much is 20% of 72, which means 1/5 of 72, divide and see whether it's 60. It's not, try something else. $250 pieces of chocolate will be divided into ratio 2 to 3 to 5. What is the percentage of the largest share? We can go directly to the answer here. So just looking at the ratio, how many portions does the largest share get? Well, it gets 5. Out of how many portions in total? Because these portions will be all equal, that's 10. So 1 over 2, which means 50%, right? So it gets 50%. Now, but if you want, you can calculate, well, there are 10 shares, 250 divided by 10 shares, that is 25 chocolates per share. Now, 25 chocolates times the largest share gets 5, that's 125 chocolates for the largest share. So 125 over the total, that's 250, will make 1 over 2. But actually, we got it directly from the first step. Which of the following lines passes through point 1,4? We can just test this one and see whether it passes through 1,4. So under A, we test x is 1 minus y is 4, that should be 1. Negative 3 should be 1, it's not. Under B, x, which is 1, plus 2 times y, which is 4, should be 5. So 1 plus 8 should be 5. 9 should be 5, which is clearly not the case. Under C, we get 2 times y, but y is 4, minus 2 times x, and x is 1, should be negative 4. So 8 minus 2 should be negative 4. 6 should be negative 4. It's not, this is not. D, 2 times x is 1, plus y is 4, should be 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 is equal to 6. So it's correct. And under E, minus x is 1, minus y is 4, is equal to 1. Negative 5 is 1. This is not the case. We have 2 more questions. One is about a function. So functions in math like machines, so like inputs and outputs. You need to find some pattern. Can you find the pattern that will get an input 4 and will get an output 13? For example, I can find the pattern, which means like multiply this by 3 and then add 1. But then if I try here, multiply by 3 and add 1, it's not the same. Well, we can try maybe multiply by 2, multiply by 2 and add 5, multiply by 2 and add 5. Oh, it doesn't work. 6 times 2, 12, and add 5, 17. Multiply times 2 and add 5. Oh, so the pattern actually, the pattern is you get the input. This is the input, x. You multiply it by 2, so times 2, and then you add 5 and you get the output, right? So the input times 2 plus 5, that would be the output. Well, in our case, for the first one and the second one, can try this one. So we get an input 3 times 2, that's 6, and add 5, that's 11. So y is 11. But for the first case, we need to reverse it. We have 7, so I need to reverse the machine. When I reverse the machine, I change these positives to negatives, so minus 5 and times 2 becomes divided by 2. 7 minus 5, that's 2. 2 divided by 2, that's 1. So x is actually 1. So what is our value of the expression y minus x? Y is 11, x is 1, so it's 10. And the final part is finding the volume, the area of this shape. All right, we can find the area of each face one by one if we want. So for example, I can write this area 1 or area T, this one area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4, this one here, area 5, area 6, area 7, this one, and the one from behind is also area T. Now, we can solve it in 2 many different ways, but if you unwrap it, this will be easier. If you unwrap everything, the method that I just described will take longer to find all areas one by one. But look at this part. If you unwrap and you write the dimensions here. So what are the dimensions? 6, 6, 6. This one is 8, 8, 8, 8. And the sides here, the total length here is 18. And we need to find now the lengths of these sides. This one and this one is 8, and because we unwrapped everything, this is what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. And now, what are the dimensions here? Well, knowing that this side is 8, that means side here must be also 8. The other one is 6. The other one is 8. The other one is 6. We reached from here to here to here to the top. And on the other side, what's wrapped is again the same. 8, 6, 8. All right, now how would you find the area? Well, we can find the area here by just finding the length, right? Let's write it, the area of the strip here, this line would be 8 times the sum, 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8, that's how much? All right, let's write 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 8. That will mean it's 8 times 14 and 14 and 14 and 8, which means it's 10, 20, 30, 42, 50. So it's 400 centimeters squared. And the area of the T-shape will be 8 times 18 plus 8 times 6. Let me calculate this one. On the exam, you'll have enough time to calculate, so here I won't waste your time. 8 times 18 is 144, plus 8 times 6, that is 48. If you add that up, you get 192. So area total would be the area of the strip, this line here, plus 2 times the T area. That is 400 plus 2 times area T, that is 192. So 400 plus 384. Let's see whether I made a mistake somewhere here. 10, 20, it looks okay. Did I forget any of the numbers? 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, and 8. If we unwrap it, so 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus another 8. That's 15, right? But we can try once more. I think we performed all the calculations correct. So just a second. One, let's do it from the beginning. We will erase only these parts. There's a calculation mistake. So let's check the information here. So 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8, 8, 18. All right, it is correct. Then we have 8 side length, 6, 8. This part is 6, 8, 6, 8, 6. It looks okay. So let's say the area of the yellow strip will be 8 times, and then 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8. That is 8 times 18 plus 32, which means it would be 8 times 50, which is 400, what we just got. We got previous centimeter square. But now the area of the T shape is 8 times 18 plus 6 times 18. Sorry, 6 times 8. 8 times 18 is 144. 6 times 8 is 48. It's 192. So the total area, oh, we forgot the middle part here. Oh, I didn't write this part. All right. All right. The T shape is correct. The T shape is correct there. So we need to add another 18 here. Yeah, that's it. We didn't calculate the middle part there. So that is 8 times 68. That is 544. So the area total, right, it was on the calculations, but just this part missing. That is the area of the yellow strip plus 2 times the area of the T shape. So that's 544 plus 2 times 192. And 2 times 192, 2 times 192 is 384. Added to 544, that is 928. All right. With this, we are done with this exam on entrance exam 2022-2023. You will receive an email about confirming the time for the following days. Only the last change will be this one. Expect an email and see you on the following lessons. Have a nice day.
Teacher,
Yes.
where can I find the video in YouTube?
I will upload them, and Mr. Erdener will share the YouTube channel there.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day. See you.